This seems definitely more straightforward, and if it works,
I like this. I like the fact
it
that
solves
you
some
want to
problems.
exchange, yes, the bishops as well, and then get your knight on f5.
Yeah, it does seem like a cleaner solution, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, the knight g7, that seemed a little unnatural.
Exactly.
Allowing the bishop on h6 and those kind of things, there were no problems like that.
Queen d7, and the chopping block on the e file is already being prepared. Hikaru ready to bring a rook to the e file.
And as usual, not shying away from doubling his pawns either. He wouldn't have to. He's got his knight and queen.
Knight h4. Okay, essentially, Vishy is saying that I want to force the trade and maybe use the f4 pawn as a lever, but again, rook e8.
Very natural move.
This is so much more convincing than the game he got against Apollo.
Oh, no question
Absolutely.
about it. We're all in absolute agreement about that. Even in these positions, when black plays knight f5, which is actually the worst thing, and there's a lot of trades and there's a doubled f pawn.
It's still not over.
No, well, I was just saying that I think it's so balanced. I don't think that either player would be able to do anything
much with that weakness.
But okay, rook e3, he's still got that extra half.
Or knight f5 maybe?
I would definitely consider knight f5 in this position.
I would as well. Ooh, it
just
looked for a moment
neutralizes
there.
a lot of problems.
I could have sworn, guys, it looked there for a moment that
Hikaru
was
right?
reaching for either his f pawn or his g pawn. And
Neither of which I can recommend.
Exactly.
Because if the rook comes to e1, that's what white I think wants to do next. Then you cannot play knight f5. I think knight f5 makes a lot of sense right now.
Well, the problem with knight c8 is it might allow a knight g6 type of sacrifice.
Yeah, we don't want to deal with that. Not in the Blitz game.
Not in the Blitz game, but Hikaru's
queen
g4.
Okay.
Very interesting.
That's
so he's attacking the f4 pawn.
Very tactical solution.
g3. Provoking g3.
g3 seems like the only way.
I wouldn't say that's necessarily true. You can consider rook a1 as well.
Excuse me, you're much, I take it back, rook a1 is definitely the right move.
And that's what he's done.
Because g3 was nothing, actually.
Right.
And king f7 very quickly,
wow.
Not going for the trade of knights.
There's no queen e2 in this position, which is very important. But if I play, g3,
and now knight
c8,
and there's no sacrifice on the g6 square, which was what queen g4 was designed
I like
to
the
provide.
way Hikaru managed his problems in this position, not creating any weaknesses. Queen g4 was a dynamic way to solve the problem.
Very accurate. But look at Vishy attacking on both flanks, taking advantage of the weak position of the king on f7. He tries to play c4, opening up avenues to attack both d5 and b7.
Well, remember, he's got that slight a half step or so in terms of development and active pieces, and whenever you're in that circumstance, you want to open up the position. So c3 c4 definitely gets my nod, and after knight b6 b2 b3, the knight had intended, of course, to come to the d6 square, slightly misplaced on the b6 square. Nothing to say about slightly, it's simply a fact.
Black wants to exchange both rooks, but that is not possible right now because you take on e3, white takes with the queen, and you don't want to allow that.
Good point.
Otherwise, I would rook e3, go for rook e8, rook e3, queen e3, maybe queen d7 he wants to play then.
But also,
so he's gone immediately for queen d7, probably with the idea to take and just play rook e8.
The chopping block of the e file just to try to trade as many pieces.
And maybe I would like to play here f5. To provoke g5, and maybe I have some other avenues to
He's gone for it, Alejandro.
Bravo, Alejandro. And knight g2.
This is what I like.
Nice move.
Nice.
Yeah, I like this move.
Yeah, and now white has an idea of g3, g4, and swinging a rook, or possibly a queen to the h file.
Yes.
Rook takes e3. And
take with the knight. That's to prevent any trades. And now I can even play king g2.
Which is what he's done.
h1.
And definitely beautiful maneuvering by Vishy.
Come with the king to g7.
Which he has done.
Rook, because if the rook's straight off, black has got no problems in the position, so he must move his rook away. Or would you?
c5. Okay.
c5 is played because now the knight has no good squares. If I ever play g4, I cement the pawn on f5, which I don't need to do just yet. But where's the knight ever going to go?
It's on a terrible circuit, in other words. It just can't find it. And he is trying to
He's trying to improve it, but it's still not going anywhere.
Right. He's
Maybe
got
going to
it.
G4 to trade it off.
He's got to put his rook on E7 at
Ooh.
some point.
He traded. I thought he was going to go A5 right away.
I like this solution because you cannot prevent A6.
So Queen C7 and Rook B8, Rook E7 also
But
fixed, and now
A6
Queen C8.
Yes, because otherwise Rook was coming to B7.
Right.
So here we definitely see that
Four.
Vishy has seized the initiative. Queen. Oh, no, you didn't play Queen.
It sort of reminds me of their classical game, the one that Vishy was pressing so hard against Hikaru.
And Hikaru's just rolling with the punches. It's very impressive. He's playing it very quickly too. And Vishy's trying to be creative, but
Yeah, so it's down to 25 seconds approximately.
Whoa, so he can take that? 95?
95?
Takes? Oh, he's just sacrificing? What is he doing?
to get.
Takes?
Oh, I thought he was going to go E6.
Oh, he takes on G4 also.
I see.
Yeah.
And
And
there's
there's a
no
knight
Queen
H6
F5.
check.
There's no Queen F5, right.
Right,
And
Queen F6 is a big threat.
right. Queen A.
Wow, I like that.
Ooh.
I like what he's done.
Ooh, there's a
And
counter
there's a
threat.
mate.
This is
The
getting
mate threat on
exciting.
H1. I think it
Well-
might end in a perpetual check here, folks.
Let's not call it so quickly. But it might be. I
Yeah,
don't see.
because White cannot trade off queens.
Hold on, yeah.
But you can play King F3 if you
you-
felt like it. King H7.
No, I
yes.
think they're going to go for the repetition. I mean the perpetual.
No
Oh,
repetition
No
for you.
repetition.
No, just knight.
But hold on, knight is not coming to F3, or it is coming
It's
to
going
F3.
F3 now, next move. You're
Knight
playing
F3
Queen
is
H6
beautiful.
and then Knight F3. That way you
Knight
don't have Rook H1.
Ooh, threatening.
And protect, keeping the H5 square, so after rook
Nice,
taking
that's
H6.
Oh, he's
Nice
resigned.
timing.
What
Wow.
a win for Rishi. Amazing.
Beautiful. And what about our